Miller Mindset, a weekly podcast where we explore the power of positive thinking and its impact on our lives. Join me, Chris Miller, as we dive into such topics as goal setting, overcoming obstacles, and developing a growth mindset. If you're looking to improve your life and reach your full potential, then this is the podcast for you. Don't miss an episode. Be sure to subscribe today. On today's show, we'll be discussing building resilience in the face of adversity. Life can be tough sometimes. Things don't always go as planned. However, it's important to remember that setbacks and challenges can be opportunities for growth and development. Let's start off with defining what we mean by the word resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from difficult situations and come out even stronger for having gone through them in the first place. Resilience is that willingness found deep down inside of you to face challenges head on and not give up on them in the face of adversity. Right? Even though it could be hard, might even be scary to face it. You just got to push on anyway. That's resilience. And building resilience, it's a skill that can be learned and developed over time. And it's something that we all need in order to thrive in life and in business. So you're thinking to yourself, well, how do we build resilience, Chris? Well, first and foremost, it's important to develop a positive mindset, isn't it? That means focusing on the good things in life rather than dwelling on the negative things, the things that went wrong. It's about looking for the opportunities to learn and to grow, even in the face of challenges. So don't focus your energies where that energy will be wasted. Focus them on the road ahead of you. Far too often, I witness people who fail at something and then they obsess over it, over that failure, for long periods of time before they even make any moves at all toward the next opportunity. Meanwhile, while they're sitting there wallowing in self-pity and self-doubt, they literally aren't doing anything to actively pull themselves out of that place so that they can start being successful again. And look, folks, I get it. Okay? Business is hard. Life is hard. But you know what? If it wasn't hard, you wouldn't be interested in doing it anyway. And that's a fact. Think about your life for just a moment. Whether you have, well, let's say whenever you had things that have come up that were easy to you, did you put a lot of effort into them for very long? Did you work to improve them and to push them to become everything that they could be? Did you have really any interest at all in doing them well? For most of you listening, if you're honest with yourselves here, you'll say no. But now, let's look at the flip side for a moment, okay? When something you had broke, and you thought maybe you could fix it. You could try to fix it, or you could just go buy a new one. How many times did you choose instead to sit there for an hour or longer trying to figure out how to fix it instead of making the choice to take 20 minutes to go to the store and buy a new one? Now, if you're honest with yourself here, you know you have. Why is that? Why do we do it when we know it's easier to just go out and buy the new one? We do it because of the challenge. It's a challenge to be conquered and overcome. It is the goal before us to take what is broken and make it whole again. It looks doable. So even if it takes us hours to get it right, we want to get it right and get it done. Now ask yourself, why am I not willing to put the same effort into my business? Think about that. Resilience means doing the work, the hard work, to bounce back in the face of adversity. So what? Something you worked on broke. So what? Something you pitched didn't work out. Get over it. And then try again. Reach out to that next guy on the list. Try a new variation. Get the thing working again. That's resilience. That's what it takes to be successful. Look, folks, everything we do isn't always going to work out, right? If it did, we wouldn't put much effort into it at all. That being said, you can't get the excitement and the joy from closing that big deal that you've been working on without putting in the hard work to get it done. Without the hard work, the payoff doesn't hold any meaning. In other words, there would be no excitement. Another important factor in building resilience is having a support system. Now, this could be your friends, could be your family, your colleagues, or even your therapist. But having someone to talk to and having someone to lean on during difficult times can make all the difference in the world when you're struggling. Because they will refocus you. They will remind you of what you're working so hard for in the first place and why you're working so hard to do it in the first place. They can keep your focus and keep you on track if you tell them what's going on. So don't be shy. Reach out to your support group. Keep moving in the right direction. But most importantly, keep moving. Right? All right. Now, let's talk about some easy tips for recovering from setbacks when they happen. I'm going to give you 2 of them here. So it will help you recover quickly when things are trying to derail you. Number 1. Take a step back and reevaluate the situation. All right? Ask yourself, what went wrong? What could I have done differently? And what can I do differently next time? And this is going to help you learn from your experience and avoid making the same mistakes again in the future. But I want to give you a bit of advice here. All right? A little caveat, if you will. Don't take very long to do this, because there's a fine line, folks. There's a fine line between thinking through a problem and dwelling on a problem. Evaluate it, then let it go. Okay? See what you can learn from the failure, incorporate that into the next endeavor, but then, like I said, let it go and move on. And speaking of moving on, that brings us to number 2. Practice self-care. Take time to do the little things that make you feel good about yourself, such as exercising, spending time with loved ones, indulging a favorite hobby, going out to lunch with friends. This will help you recharge and regain your strength throughout your day so that you can face the challenges ahead of you. Are you aware, for example, that the most successful and powerful people in the world take time out of every day to go exercise or take a walk in the park or do some other activity, any other activity, in the middle of the workday just to stay sharp and focused? Were you aware of that? Ask yourself, do you do that? Do you even take time to unplug and go to lunch, leaving your work behind when you do? Be honest. How many vacations have you taken over the years where your wives or your husbands got annoyed with you because while they were wanting to spend time with you for a change, you're still working, you're still on a call, or you're just saying to them, I just need to send this one more email and then I'm done, I swear. How many times have those words exited your lips? You need to take better care of yourself and not get overworked. All right. When things get tough, when money gets tight, when things get difficult, that can be a hard thing to do, right? It's a hard decision to make right then. Because you're thinking, I got to buckle down. But the reality is, and I'll tell you this, it's even more important in those situations to do this. Because you do yourself no good at all if you're stressed. Why? Because that stress comes out to everyone you meet, everyone you speak to, everyone you interact with. And let me tell you, folks, if they sense your desperation, they won't feel confident working with you. Okay? So leave that desperation at the gym and then go get back to work. Well, that's our show for today, folks. I hope you enjoyed the show today and perhaps even got a little something out of it of use to you. Remember, building resilience is all about developing a positive mindset, having a support system in place, and being willing to learn and grow from those setbacks when you face them. Don't forget, setbacks are not failures. They're opportunities for growth and development. So stay strong. Keep pushing forward. And know that you have what it takes to overcome any obstacles in your path, any challenges that come your way, anything that seeks to derail you. You can overcome them. You have that built within you. You got to access it. Folks, if you feel you enjoyed the show today, please do leave me a comment. And don't forget to subscribe as well so you don't miss a thing. You can also see this episode in blog form if you like. And you can sign up for alerts when new episodes are released at themillermindset.com. Until then, I'm Chris Miller, and I'm reminding you to always keep smiling. Next time on The Miller Mindset, we'll be talking about the role your mindset plays in your decision-making process. Plus, I'm going to give you a cool tip to make sure you're always happy with the decisions you make. And that's going to be next Tuesday, August 1st at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, so don't miss it.